Legends tell of a certain kind of person, one who has no interest in the spirit of the hunt, who uses any means necessary to achieve their goals. When it comes to perfecting their equipment in the pursuit of optimization, they spare no expense for resources or even in regards to time. When looking upon other so-called hunters, they think not of them as companions, nor comrades, not even them being necessary. If they ever spare a moment for consideration for their fellow hunters, they think one thing, and one thing only: suboptimal. We call these people gunners. What we have here is the Light Bowgun. Howdy y'all, welcome to the Agony of Gaming. My name is Kanani96 and today is a very special day because we're going to be talking about ballistics and ordnance. Now that's ordnance, not ordinance. We're talking about weapons and munitions, not legislation and the rule of law. Partly because this is on topic and on brand with the theme of the channel, and this is so friggin' boring. Now, in the Monster Hunter cinematic universe, there are 3 primary ranged weapons. One of them is just a regular bow, the other 2 are bow guns, and one of those is what we're going to be talking about today, the Light Bowgun. Or the LBG if you don't have much time. But I normally refrain from using that acronym because if you get the order of the letters wrong and say something negative about it, the pronoun people will get mad and yell at you in your comments section.
I am a member of an oppressed class. I'm a member of...
Actually, come to think of it, the algorithm does not care whether or not you are angry, so go ahead and comment below. I look forward to it helping me out in the long run. Even though we will be discussing only one of these today, due to the fact that the light bowgun and heavy bowgun have so many similarities, I feel it is necessary to elaborate on their differences. One of them, really big. The other one, not so big. Elaboration over. Okay, in all seriousness, the light bowgun's small size allows for increased maneuverability. There's a word I'll never be able to spell right the first time. This maneuverability, with enough practice, can translate to more survivability. Especially when combined with the skill Evade Extender, because with just 2 simple button presses, you can practically zoom from one end of the battle area to the other. The light bowguns also generally have a more rapid tendency when discharging their munitions, which means 3 things specifically. They are great for building up abnormal status ailments such as paralyze and poison. Also for employing a legitimate tactic taught to us in the army called shoot and scoot, which harkens back to the survivability I mentioned earlier. But more importantly, it means you're going to have more numbers on screen, baby! Woo! Look at all those numbers! Yeah! Woo! Calm down. Deep breaths. Compose yourself, John Michael. Compose yourself. Now, at this time, you may be saying, wow, this guy has no idea what he's friggin' talking about. Or, wow, this thing sounds amazing. Why isn't everybody using it? And the answer is, they kinda are. This thing is freaking fantastic, and you see it quite often wherever you go. Alright, but there is a bit of a caviar. Or caveat. Is that right? There's a minor detail, and that being the details. There are a lot of details. The sheer amount of munitions available to the bowguns is quite daunting to the average layman hunter, which is completely understandable considering there are 42 different ammo types available. I can easily see how a brand new hunter looking at all of this mess might be intimidated, but that's just from the outside looking in. Yours truly wouldn't stand a chance if it were legitimately complicated. They may be numerous, but all the ammos are pretty self-explanatory. Fire ammo deals fire damage. Sleep ammo makes the monsters take a power nap before the inevitable dirt nap. Recovery ammo actually heals your teammates. Unfortunately, most gunners have no idea this ammo exists, but you get the picture. There's so many ammo types because each one only has a basic singular purpose. But every bowgun can accommodate multiple ammo types, so when you leave on a hunt with a battalion's worth of munitions in your pockets, you end up with more options and firepower than any other weapon. Especially if your bowgun can utilize multiple ailments, because you can paralyze your monster, then poison them, and then put them to sleep, and completely forget you're supposed to be hunting the poor thing because you're too busy harassing it. It is hilarious though, not gonna lie. Not every bowgun can use every ammo type, and from an untrained perspective, this can look like it adds more complication, but really this just makes it simple because every weapon basically has a theme. This one has all the fire damage you could ever need. This one shoots all kinds of explosives, and this breadwinner right here specializes in piercing ammo. Oh yeah, that's money right there. We'll get back to this one soon enough. But do you expect me to Google the monster's elemental weaknesses and then equip my hunter accordingly? That's just asking too much of me. I couldn't possibly be bothered. I hear ya, and I have a 3-letter solution to your problem. Raw. The damage type, not the wrestling. Although that would make a really freaking cool idea for a weapon. Raw damage is what it sounds like. Shooting out their kneecaps, kicking them while they're down, the basic slashing and bashing. If it's not doing elemental damage, it's doing raw damage. It may sound like it's just basic stuff, but that's kind of the point, because a monster with elemental weaknesses almost always has elemental resistances, or even full-blown immunity. But there ain't a monster out there that's immune to getting shot in the friggin' face. That's what makes this bad boy so great. It's got the rapid fire modifier on an ammo type that already has lots of numbers. And when you're dealing with this much raw damage, elemental weaknesses can just be outright ignored because the monster will be dead before you even have time to consider it. I wonder if I'd be dealing more damage if I were using thunder and... Oh. Never mind. Look, if bowguns weren't a little complex, then this wouldn't have been the longest script I've ever written so far. I had a lot to say, and I could have said a lot more. But both of them are just so worth getting over the slight learning curve. Listen, if you don't like the idea of getting within spitting distance of this monstrosity that is at least 80% horns and 100% anger, then the Light Bowgun may be just what you're looking for. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed my video. If you did, please consider subscribing and giving the video a like. I also look forward to reading your comment below telling me just how I did. So until the next video, or maybe even the next live stream, this is not goodbye for good, just goodbye for now. Until he slides his tail off and now he's like, nah, it's B-52 bomber time, motherfucker. I don't know what to do. Oh god, they're everywhere.
Let's do this. Leroy!
Oh, no! No! Oh, I'm gonna record that.
Yeah, I'm recording that.